I can't anymore. This is unbearable. This is straight up unbearable. So, you know how the Nintendo Switch is $500? Well, I was minding my own business estimating how much they were going to sell because I was wondering how dumb people were going to be if they actually bought the thing. And you know what I found? People are literally charging more than the console is actually supposed to be. And this is just insane. I don't know what's running through these people's heads to justify this, but this is just wrong. Why? Like, I don't understand what's the issue here. Why do you think this is justifiable? And even when you pay for the console, you think you're out of the woods? Oh, heck no. The games are $80 or $90. And you know what? I just learned they made the Switch a lot more than what I just pulled up on that clip over there. $700. Who do they think we are? Jeff Bezos? Every day, I think about how Disney and Nintendo are looking more and more alike. Mario is turning into Mickey Mouse. I would expect this to happen from Disney buying Nintendo, but no. No. It just sucks. It sucks. To anyone who grew up playing these games, to anyone who enjoyed every moment of those beautiful times in the industry, or just growing up. I grew up with a Wii back in the early 2000s that had all the NES, N64, and Genesis games. When everyone else was playing Halo, I was busy playing Mario 64 or the first Smash Brothers. This was back in 2000 and the early 2000s. For confirmation, I am 18 years old. Yet whenever I talk to someone about one of these games, they make me feel like I'm 90. And you know the worst part is? These people are just acting like nothing's wrong. I don't know what goes on in these people's heads to think that it's perfectly okay to make a console 10 times more than it should be. Now, I'm not going to blame them and say that the games aren't good. No. Kirby Air Ride, perfect. Mario Kart, perfect. I predicted they were going to have a larger gigabytes. That's something I yearned for, and they answered. But why make it more expensive? I mean, $400 would have been just fine. But you had to go with $500. No. At least when the PS5 does that, they have a reason. It's because it's all new, innovative. But as Reggie from Nintendo stated to us,
decided to keep doing things the same old way, playing only on the margin, making things just a little bit better. That strategy works for a while, but ultimately it's fatal. Over the years, our industry has come to accept progress simply by what's on the screen. The next leap is not about what you see, because what you see is not always what you get. The next leap is about playing, because playing is believing. If all you want is next generation, you're in the wrong place. Because what you'll see from Nintendo is not just next. Instead, it's what's absolutely new.
you hear that? That was Nintendo many years ago when they first made the DS and then later the Wii U. Which, might I add, the console was never bad. It was just bad marketing, which Nintendo has a massive history of. You know, it's kind of weird. It feels like we're in an Uno reverse situation. Nintendo used to have good games, good consoles, but bad marketing on how to present them. Now, they got bad consoles and good marketing. And it just feels like it's all devoid of life. I mean, the Switch is a good console, not gonna lie, but honestly, you shoved your main character creator mascots into the files section. There's barely any life, even though it has the same color palette as the Wii menu. And you got rid of the tote bag mascot for the Wii shop. There's not even any music that plays. The maker is lifeless. Then you have this, and it's literally the same exact thing, except you rounded the circles, added a gradient border, and made everything exactly the same. And you know the stupid thing? You're paying for things like to use a controller, to press a button on a controller, or to even have the games. And you know what? Every time you agree to a licensed user agreement, you fork over your right to sue them. Listen, I get it. You love Nintendo. I love Nintendo. Nintendo the franchise. Nintendo the company? Not so much. And you know what? They will break your system if you so much as add a Smash Brothers mod. Which, might I add, is one of the main reasons Sakurai isn't pulling his hair out at another Smash release. Back in the day, Nintendo used to mean something. But now, it's just sad. Sad. I hope to one day make something that won't shed a tear. Won't lead to just pain, but leave a sense of hope that anyone who's willing to take the time to make something and not take the easy way out using AI or some glunch will actually make something worthwhile. That is something I'm gonna do. That is something you should do. But I'm just an average straight white guy who grew up in Nintendo games since he was a kid. Then I learned to be an all-rounder. And I understood that basically competition breeds character. And you would think when something comes along to innovate something that it would inspire other people to do the same thing, right? Well, no, Nintendo pulls bull crap on that too. If you've been in the unaware for a while, you're probably familiar with a name, Power World, or Pokemon with guns. Honestly, I consider it Pokemon meets Minecraft in some areas. You know, there was a Minecraft with guns before there was a Pokemon with guns. And what did Nintendo do when someone challenged their normal formula? There are videos on YouTube left and right just telling people how bad the situation is. And you know the difference between Power World and Pokemon? They actually care. If something gets screwed up in the Pokemon games, Nintendo ain't gonna do anything except patch it a few months later and raise the price. Power World, they're gonna come out openly and actually say something. Like if you watch any YouTube video, like this one, like despite the fact that they're not suing based off character designs, they're suing based off patents to gameplay mechanics they claim they own, like throwing a ball, catching creatures, or riding on top of them, which games like Ultima, Minecraft, and Craftmania have done before. But Nintendo doesn't care because they can do whatever they want. The run-of-the-mill fool would just look at this and go, well, it's just the way things are. We can't do jack squat. That I call bull crap because we can't. Note the way that products are given. Consumer and creator. It can go two ways. And this conflict was pretty much predicted the moment you bought Smash Ultimate by the Subspace Emissary equivalent story mode. The whole bare minimum, what I'm trying to say here, the whole bare minimum is that basically Nintendo is acting more like Disney and being overly attractive. Right. Now, there's more we can do than just get on a keyboard, write on their Reddit, and tell them to stop. We can take legal action by leaving them financially dry. You are not powerless in this situation, my friend. You can create something worthwhile. And you might not have the lawyers if they come knocking down at you, but just know that you did something that they couldn't do. Evolve. Stand up and create something. Use your brain to do something. Don't take the easy way out with AI or with any other crap. Actually make something enjoyable. Do what these people can never do. Take their time, progress, and dream big. I'm gonna do something that could do something like this. I'm gonna try to build something worthwhile. Now, these videos are not much. I can tell you that. Some of them are just shorts of me being goofy, and other of them are just cardboard cutouts I make. But, despite that, some of you people still come around here. Some of you my family members, some of you friends, or some of you are just complete strangers who just decided to show up one day and just because you saw this guy's caption. And while I am going to get a PC that will help me make videos on a better and faster rate, I want you to understand that you gotta respect the jank. You gotta respect the process and the creativity that comes into this. A good example, here. This is a Kirby I made using a 3D pen. Now at first, yeah, it's not that much, and it's got a disturbing looking face because I want it to look like a me. But I took my time with it, and even though it looks a little clunky, I'm proud of it. Because when you create something, you're able to pave the way forward. So you can get from something like that to something more refined like this. Take your time to create something and do the best you can. Make something not to dry people or doom them to a price tag. Make something people want to play. Make something people want to enjoy. Create and make something worthwhile. And do what Nintendo nor AI could ever do. Take your time, create, and show passion into it. That is what you do. Well, in the words of great creators that came before me, Excelsior. Arrivederci, signing off. Adventure is out there. Who knows what else? See ya.